Hello everyone, this is going to be a quick video that's going to show some of the changes and discussion about the new patch that just hit today for Total War Warhammer. Let's start with the greatest travesty of all, the Empire, or sorry, not the Empire, but the Bretonnian infantry. Their armor was lowered from 40 to 30, which brings them in line with the Empire infantry, because you know, Bretonnians needed to be nerfed to the ground. They are so overpowered. I am so happy that they decided to make the weak infantry of the Bretonnians even weaker. They really needed it. Really, truly needed it. This half of an army is now even weaker today. Although their Grail Knights were also changed. I believe their charge bonus was increased, so that's cool, I guess. But come on. Did you really need to nerf them into 30? It's not a huge change, but did they really need it? Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about the better changes and the additions like the free DLC of the Blood Knights, and we also have the Blood and Gore DLC, which is going to be $2.99 US. Not sure what that's going to translate to your local currency, but that is currently out today, so I'm going to be showing that off. I'm going to show the Blood Knights off, and the one of the units that I've talked the most trash about in all my videos, and actually in a video that's going to be released today, again, I keep mentioning about how bad the Marauder Horsemen are. The normal ones and the ones with the throwing axes. But they were buffed with their reload speed, their damage, and their accuracy, which is going to be potentially huge. So I'm going to show off a video with them, and in the videos you'll see the Blood and Gore DLC just kind of in effect naturally. Something else I wanted to talk about is the patch notes themselves. I'll put a link to the patch notes that I found in the description below so you can kind of look at them over. But there is no specific numbers that CA has put to anything. It's just all very generalized statements. Like this statement. The effectiveness of direct damage spells, e.g. Spirit Leech, is now modified according to context, bringing them more in line with other spell types. Their damage output is now more variable as a result. What the give me numbers. Give me a percent at least. So yeah, I guess direct damage spells have been, you know, modified according to context, bringing them in line. I'm assuming this means they're slightly weaker. I have no idea because the changes are so vague. If you have ever found a page for these patch notes that gives specific numbers or percentages, please let me know in the comments below, because I could not find them, even though I really want to. So everything on the patch notes are like this. They have no specifics at all. They just give you general changes. Another change to the Necromancers here. Tweaks to hit point regeneration and resurrection effects are tweaked to be more effective and have longer durations. And the Invocation of Nehek will now replenish the maximum HP of entities revived by it. So it sounds like that spell got buffed. I didn't really know if it needed buffed, but there you go, it is buffed. Some other changes as well, but again, the links will be below to the patch notes. Now, so I just wanted to vent my frustration, because I want specific numbers, but they don't give that to us for anything. The Demigryph Knights were changed. Their cost was increased by 100, and their damage was increased, and their AP damage was decreased, according to these patch notes. Now, the thing I was curious about is if the new Blood Knights, which are an anti-large cav, if they can defeat the Empire Knights. The Blood Knights come in at 1,700 per unit. Very expensive. Armor of 110, they are shielded. They have a special trait here, the Flag of the Blood Keep, which increases their missile resistance to 22%. But it is disabled if they are engaged in melee, so they can take a hit. I'm assuming that means you don't really have to swing them around to the flanks. Like if you want to charge, I guess, handgunners or crossbows head on, they have a higher chance of living through that ordeal. I would still probably just like not want them to get shot at, but it's cool that they have that because they are super expensive. They do cause fear, they do not cause terror, they can hide in the forest, and of course they are undead. They do come with the Frenzy ability, which is cool. Also, Frenzy was changed so that Frenzy does not affect any allies around them. That's a good change because I don't think it was supposed to work like that in the beginning, but yeah, so they also have Frenzy. Leadership 65, speed 75, melee attack of 34, defense of 38. Their weapon strength for anti-large, they have bonus 24, armor piercing 11, and weapon damage 25. So their armor piercing is not really high. They're not an armor piercing unit, but at least they are anti-large, so that can defeat maybe most cav. And their charge bonus is through the roof. 72 is really good. Is really good. But the Demigryph Knights at 200 cheaper. I added these numbers up, and like with the charge bonus, their melee attack is going to be slightly lower than the charge bonus and the melee attack of the vampire counts, but it's not that big of a difference. And the weapon strength is not going to be that big of a difference either, because they have a higher base weapon strength, whereas the vampire counts, Blood Knights, have a lower one. So this charge bonus kind of just brings them more in line with the Empire Demigryph Knights here, which is kind of sad since they cost 200 more. Because, yeah, I mean, if you look at this, armor piercing of 40 and bonus versus large 32. So you can already tell that as far as anti-cav goes, I'm pretty sure the Demigryph Knights are still going to rule the world at a cheaper price than these Blood Knights. And the Blood Knights are anti-large, but I would think, I'm assuming, the Blood Knights are going to win in almost any other cav engagement. Probably. I haven't tested everything out, but I'm pretty sure they would. Besides that, for the vampire counts, kind of an okay change was a Banshee. They added Terror to the Banshee, which makes her a little bit unique as the heroes go. Because besides Manfred mounted on the Dragon and the Wraiths, Vargulf, Terrorgeist, and Black Coach, those are the only things that provide terror currently in the vampire counts army. So now the Banshee has that, so maybe they're more viable. I don't see Banshees often because I don't know, like they're not like the best, but Terror's cool, so maybe that makes them more viable. I'm trying to think of any other big changes. The Luminarch of Hish's weapon was increased, so it should be better now, according to the patch notes. They don't give specifics. They're just like, hey man, it's going to be stronger now. And besides that, yeah, we just got the Marauder Horsemen. So the base Marauder Horseman damage is now 16 with 6 armor piercing, ammunition of 18. Cool. We'll be showing them off in a fight, and then the throwing axes is going to be 6 missile damage, 21 armor piercing. That's a lot of armor piercing as long as those hits actually connect. So now let's jump into a battle between the Blood Knights and the Demigryph Knights. Alright, you can see that this is a replay of a battle that I've already done, and let's just get a nice close-up look at these Blood Knights. They are very glossy, I'll say. I think without the shine, I mean, maybe that's what they're supposed, I'm assuming that's what they're supposed to look like in the lore and everything. Maybe it's blood covering their armor, I don't know. I honestly think they look, I kind of dig the helmets, but as far as the gloss look on them, I'm not a huge fan of how shiny these Vampire Knights are. Their helmets are cool. Everything else is cool. Just the gloss that I don't really like. But there is your close-up. And this battle was a test between Demigryph Knights with halberds, because they're the anti-cav, and the Blood Knights, which are anti-large cav. And then just infantry on both sides. But if you want to know who wins in a fight, we're about to find out. This is a pretty even field, so no real height advantage here. Just straight on charge. And the Demigryph Knights win the charge. And without the high armor piercing damage of the Blood Knights, they're not going to be able to get through the 125 armor of the Demigryph Knights. Although they do a decent job here. A real decent job. But kill everything! The Demigryph Knights with halberds at 200 gold cheaper is still going to handily win this fight against the Blood Knights. There's the one Gore DLC though. They're very bloody. And they win. Pretty handily. And that was just a straight on charge against charge, so I imagine any other situation like that is going to about be the same. I haven't done any more testing. It's possible that the Blood Knights maybe can win. Maybe, like, every 1 in 10 chances, but it looks like the Demigryph Knights with halberds is still going to dominate. And this is just showing off some of the more Blood and Gore DLC. You can see blood spurts. So yeah, that's what this battle was for. Next I'm going to be showing... stupid Demigryph Knights. Next I'm going to be showing some of the Horsemen.
gods command me.
Alright, so this is just a test between the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes and their ideal target, a heavily armored, unshielded infantry. Now, obviously, a battle is not going to go this way, but this is just, you know, ideally, your Marauder Horsemen are in a position where they're not going to be super threatened by anything, and they're allowed to just throw their axes, and that's what this is going to show and how much damage they can do. Looks really cool. As these people just get destroyed by axes.
Every man for himself. Kill or be killed. That's the only way.
So they've already done a significant amount of damage in kind of a short time. Which is pretty impressive because the Horsemen used to be a unit that you could just ignore. But I think with this change, you're probably going to be seeing a lot more Horsemen. And they're going to be more of a threat that you're going to have to deal with. And you can't just let them throw their axes anymore.
They will succumb.
Just look at all of that hit point damage. I mean, look at the unit count. It's already like at half, you know? So yeah, the throwing axes Marauder Horsemen. Again, in an ideal situation where they're not threatened by ground missile units or other cav coming their way, they can do some damage. Ideal situation, okay? This isn't a perfect test, but still, that's scary, actually. It's pretty scary. And I may have to use them a lot more in the future. Now let me show you the other Horsemen, the unarmor piercing ones. So these Marauder Horsemen throwing into the sides of the halberdiers. Again, this is their ideal situation. So this unshielded infantry. What you probably are going to be doing is using the Marauder Horsemen to flank and hit the infantry in the back anyway. You don't really want to throw into the front of a shield wall. So there you go. Again, ideal situation. The halberdiers have a 30 armor, so they are very low in armor, which is a target that these Marauder Horsemen are going to probably be pretty good at. And this is basically the same effect that the throwing axes have against the greatswords. Basically. So you can see the hit point damage already quite a lot. So this is potentially scary for me. Because in the campaign, the Norscan tribes are very annoying because they love to build Marauder Horsemen already. The only good thing was that you can mostly ignore them. Now in the single player campaign with this buff, yeah, you're definitely going to have to build your armies specifically to have some kind of counter versus the Marauder Horsemen. Preferably, probably just missile units. I also heard that Warhounds, their speed have been increased a little bit. So if you're as Chaos, maybe Warhounds is going to be a viable way to catch these Marauder Horsemen, pin them down, and kill them. But look at that damage. Look at that damage. I mean, this has been, what, like almost 2 minutes, though, of focus fire. But still, it shows that the Horsemen are no longer utter trash and are not overpriced as free. Even if they were free, I should say, which is what I was saying about them before, that they were overpriced even if they were free. It seems like they could be definitely worth it. I have not tested them out in multiplayer yet in an actual combat, so we'll see, but I am definitely going to give them a try because seeing the amount of damage they can dish out now is pretty scary. Pretty scary. And that's it. I just really wanted to show... Oh, wait. No, that's not it. I'm sorry. There's one more battle I just want to quickly show off. So the only other battle I wanted to show off was an AI battle. This is AI Bretonnia versus AI Greenskins. I'm in here just as a little necromancer flying above. Because I'm just so sad that my poor Bretonians were slightly nerfed. Their infantry was with the 10 armor. But anyway, I just wanted to show a little bit more of the Blood and Gore mod. Or DLC that was released today. You can see in the cav charges, there's a lot of blood spurts. A lot of blood spurts. Also, the AI doesn't really know how to play Bretonnia here because they willingly charged into the Orc boys, which gave them their charge bonus instead of just standing still. So, way to go, AI. Way to go. Right there, I'm trying to help out my Bretonians with a Winds of Cursed Wind spell, or it's the one that brings down their stats. Curse of Years. Yeah, I just mainly wanted to show off the blood that you can see. There's also supposed to be decapitations. I haven't seen any. I have seen some arms come off though. Maybe we'll see that here. There we go. There's the decapitation. That person's arm came off. Ooh.
Kill them before they kill us!
Yeah, kick him. Man, so bloody. But it's never gone up quite to the level of the Shogun blood, where like the blood was splatter on the screen. That was great. I haven't seen any of that though. Oh my god. Hey, Giant. God. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Those poor people just blew up into parts. Holy crap. That was insane. That's pretty cool though, the monstrous creatures actually blowing people up. Oh my god. That is nuts. Holy shit. Even just their breath blows people up.
Keep them at arm's length, lads!
Holy. Grab somebody. Come on, I want to see you bite someone in half. Oh man, you blew his arm off. Also, I think the Hippogriff has kind of the same effect against the orcs. They can explode them as well. Oh, shit. Oh! I don't know if I ever saw that animation before. Picking somebody up and throwing them up in the air like that. King knows how to get it done. Yeah, see, they have the same kind of similar exploding effect. That looks really cool. No, damsel. I even try to support the Bretonian player by just letting them continually regenerate because of my Master of the Dead trait and hitting the enemy with Curse of the Years. But it wasn't enough for Bretonia. Man, so yeah, there's the Blood and Gore DLC at work. Kind of a big change. Look at all these corpses. Oh, Pegasus Knight. Man, it looks really cool though. It fits the Warhammer. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't discuss everything on the patch notes, not nearly everything, just a couple of the high points that I was really interested in. So check them out for yourself. Again, in the description below, I will leave a link. And I will see you all next time. Hopefully with some battles with some of these new Blood Knights and using the Marauder Horsemen. Take care.